In November of 2020, my husband and I had just bought our first home and were looking to welcome a dog into our family. And I got a call from a rescue called For Dog's Sake Rescue out of New Hampshire, saying that they had a puppy available for me and did I want him. And I had to pause for a moment. I didn't even know which dog we were talking about. Didn't really remember applying for him, but said, yes, absolutely we do. And then began a very blurry, crazy 72 hours of trying to prepare our home for a dog and a puppy no less, and getting all of the materials that we could possibly need for his welcoming home. And on a Saturday morning, we drove up to New Hampshire and met Wilbur, formerly Archie, but now Wilbur to us. And he was a love. He was a 14-pound, very round, bumbling, fuzzy little ball of puppy, and he was just a delight. We spent the next 10, 11 months or so doing everything, training him, taking him to obedience school, buying him all of the toys, spoiling him as much as possible, teaching him about his new home and surroundings. He was starting to show signs of truly being a pandemic puppy, meaning that he was having a lot of trouble adjusting when we were starting to go back to work. He was really struggling with separation anxiety and being alone. We tried really hard to work with him on that. We tried really hard with our trainer to work with him on that, and he was just one of those dogs who was essentially harming himself trying to get out of his crate when we were gone, or he would cry the saddest cry you can possibly imagine for hours on end until we would come home. So we made the decision that we would search and see if there was perhaps a companion for him. Another dog who could be home while we weren't. When we began the search for Otis, we did the same process. We were looking at different animal rescue leagues, different shelters in the local area to try and find a match. It's sort of a hefty and lofty search when you're looking for a rescue animal who needs to be okay with every possible contingency that you have. So we were prepared for a pretty long search to find the right personality match. Then I got a call from a local shelter in Massachusetts named Buddy Dog Humane Society. And Buddy Dog had a potential match in an older dog named Aaron. He was sort of a wiry little terrier, think Benji, if anybody remembers Benji. And Aaron was good with everything. He checked all our boxes. Good with cats, good with kids, good with other dogs. He's crate trained, he was potty trained. He was just everything that we wanted. So we packed Wilbur up in our car and drove around and got to Buddy Dog. And the morning that we got there to meet Aaron, we were greeted by the staff and told Aaron was just adopted. So that was kind of a bummer, but the staff were so genuinely sweet and said, "We think we have another match who could be a fit for your home, but it's a puppy. Are you willing to meet him?" And I really didn't want another puppy. And I wasn't sure that I was ready to do that a second time so quickly within the year. But I said, sure, being the sucker that I am, I said, sure, I will meet this dog. And out bounded then named Coffee with a K, who is now our Otis. Otis ran out of the back room, and the first thing he did was run right to Wilbur, who was playing with a toy patiently by himself over in the corner. He took the toy out of Wilbur's mouth immediately, and there was like a collective gasp between my husband and myself and all of the shelter staff. How is Wilbur going to respond to this? Is he just going to crush this tiny puppy who has stolen his toy? What's going to happen? And Wilbur did nothing. He let Otis take the toy right out of his mouth. They played together with it. They shared water, and ultimately, after about a half an hour of a get to know you, they laid down together. The shelter staff approached me and said, we've never seen a pair of dogs click like this so quickly. I couldn't say no at that point. It was meant to be. So I essentially just said, okay, give me the paperwork. Let's take him home. And there was Otis, part of our family, right then and there. We brought them both home. We've had them both for nearly a year now. Wilbur is about to turn 2. Otis just turned 1. And they are very truly the definition of a bonded pair. It is always a risk to bring home rescued animals, especially when you're bringing home multiple rescued animals. There are lots of questions. Will they get along? Will it be a good fit in the home? Will their personalities not only mesh together, but be a match for our family? Can they share? Will they get along with the other people and activities in our life? And I have to say that we have been incredibly fortunate and feel that it was genuinely fate that the universe brought both of these boys into our lives. I can honestly say I've never in my life loved anything more than I love these 2 dogs. Ever since then, I've been incredibly passionate about emphasizing and supporting rescue missions and shelters so that more families can find their soulmates just like we've been able to.